You got the touch. You got the power.
Arise, Rodimus Prime. Optimus.
Rodimus Bill here, and today we're going to do Transformers Studio Series Transformers Autobot Jazz. Number 10 in the series. First we'll take a look at the packaging. There is Jazz in his robot mode, a nice cool art. Number 10 Studio Series. Now he is Autobot Jazz because Jazz is very hard to trademark since it's a common name. And so now he is Autobot Jazz. There's the Transformers Generations logo, ages 8 and up, from the original Transformers movie, because unfortunately that's all he was in. There's some cool artwork on the side. Studio Series number 10. And on the back, you've got big screen inspired scale detail backdrop. Mission City Battle. Now, Jazz is one of the smallest Studio Series figures there are, but what are you gonna do about it? He's not that tall in the movie, and there he is. Now let's take him out of the packaging. And here is Jazz right out of the packaging. First we'll take a look at his weapon. It is a gun with a shield, which you could rotate this. This is how it is in vehicle mode, or you could do with the holster. Now, there's several different things you can do. You could put the holster in his hand, and he could wield the gun. Or, either hand you could flip out, and he will fit right there. So it could be an extension of his hand. Like that. And both hands, the claw hand and the hand will work the same. And that's just a nice detail. You got gray, you got gold, you got little gray, gold, and black. And that's what the gun looks like. And it's pretty detailed. And now we'll look at Jazz. First we'll take a look at his head. This is a very nice head sculpt. Jazz wasn't in the movies that much, so we didn't get that much of him. But it's silver. He's got a visor. He's got gray or black. And then you got the chest. And then you got the headlights. You can see the grill upside down. You got his waist. He's got some pretty much detailed. He is a bluish gray. You could tell the blue in the headlights. But this is mostly gray. A little black, a little gold. There's his wheels. He does have a backpack like most of the new figures do. And then you got more silver, more gray. These are silver. Mostly it's gray. And there is Jazz. Now, we'll do some comparisons real quick before we go into this actual figure. Now, Jazz is a very small deluxe figure. Here he is with a legend-size Bumblebee. He's not that much taller. Here is the deluxe Stinger from the Studio Series Stinger. You could tell he's a little taller than that. Here is the deluxe or Studio Series Voyager Optimus. He's a bit taller than that. And here is Deluxe Jazz from Power of the Primes. Now both of these are deluxe figures. You could see here how these line up. So Jazz is a very small deluxe. And even on the packaging, you could tell here's where the figure started. So that all this is just wasted space. But Jazz is still pretty cool. And we'll take a look at articulation. His head, you have this little ball joint. So you can't move his head unless you tilt it up. You got to tilt his head out of that space, and then you could rotate it 360. And then the transformation joint goes back, and then that little ball that's right in there and then you can't move his head a little. Arms, we'll do a 360. There you go. Elbow rotation. Elbow joint is a little more than 360 degrees, and it's actually on a double joint. Waist, nothing at the waist. Legs, a little more than 90. Knees, exactly 90 down. Go 90 up. You can do the full split. Again, the arms could also go out like that too. And this joint moves. Knees, 90 degrees. Feet, that's just part of transformation. Here's the other arm. Do 360. You can go out. He's got that shoulder swivel. Double joint on the elbow, 90 degrees. And of course his hands could flip over due to transformation. And that is Jazz Deluxe in robot mode. And then you can put, like I said, here we could flip his arm that way. We'll stick this in here. And as MGO goes pew pew bang bang, he's got his gun. And now, to transform him, for comparison, we have Jazz with my dog Jazz, who I named after Jazz. So Jazz, and that's how, whoops. And that is how those two Jazz compares. Now, for transformation, first I like to fold both arms in. And they just will rotate in. And then I like to straighten the arms out, tab them in, pop the head in, and then pull this out and pull this out. Now we got all that out of the way. We can work on the feet. Now the feet these are actually tabbed in right there. There's that little hole right there. So what you want to do is pull this down and rotate this up, and this folds in. So there you have. Other side, here we'll do this first. We'll fold this up, fold that down, fold this up, and there you have the feet. Now, this is a little tricky part. This top of the part is tabbed in. So what you gotta do is you gotta untab this side, untab this side, and then you could pull the car up like that. So once you're here, we want to rotate the hood and get the arms out of the way. Rotate this whole hood piece, and then what you have this peg here, which want to go in this hole, and these two pegs line up into these two holes. So you gotta twist the car, bend it, and you gotta line up. That hole's lined up, and this one is lined up, and then you just gotta pop the back in. That one's in. Pop the back ones in. Again, those are the pegs in that hole there. Pegs in that hole's here. And you can kind of see the other hole is pegged in. Now, rotate the arms. And this is a double joint, so you just gotta wiggle that in. And then there'll be this peg goes underneath the car. So that side is done. Okay. And the other side. See how that joint pops in, so you want to pop that in, and then you want to get this peg under the arm, under the door, and that will peg in. And then last, you want to take the hood and pull it out, rotate it, snap it back in, There you have Jazz in his car mode. And he's a little nice car. We'll see the front. There you go. There's his hood. He's got the red emblem. He's got the blue lights. He's got the grill. He's got a see-through windows. This side don't like to stay together too much. There's plastic wheels. They roll. He's got some red taillights. He's got the no license plate. He's got the spoiler. He's got some white backup lights. It doesn't like to stay together, but there's he's got door handles. He's got the little grill right there, some air vents. Again, the wheels. There's the bottom bit. Actually, you really can't see much. I mean, you know these are his arms, but you can't tell the legs. And there is Jazz. And he rolls pretty good. And he's pretty flat. And his weapon, what you want to do is... There you go. This little hole in the spoiler. You want to get this area, snap that in. And there is the weapon in car mode. It's storage, so. Now, like I said, he is very small for deluxe. This is Jazz with a bumblebee. There, I had to move my camera down. This is Jazz with a Titans Return bumblebee. He's not much bigger than Legend size. And that is how those two guys line up. Here is Jazz and Stinger, the Studio Series Deluxe, and you can see how much bigger he is compared to Stinger. Here is Jazz to Jazz, Power the Primes. Again, same class, Deluxe, but this Jazz is a lot smaller. I guess they were going for realistic sizes as compared to in the Studio Series. And there is Voyager, Optimus Prime, and of course he's a Voyager, so he's going to be a lot bigger. But that is how those two line up. You know, if we want to get them all in vehicle mode, we can see how they look. So these are all my Studio Series figures. So far we got Stinger, Jazz, and Optimus Prime. Overall, Jazz is a pretty good figure. I do like him. This was my first movie Jazz that I ever had. I never got any of the other ones, the Human Alliance Jazz or the ones for the first movie or any of that. But we did pick this one up, and we do like him very much. Of course, we like Jazz so much, we even named our dog after him, as you saw, Jazz. Now, to transform this guy back real quick, then we'll show you the studio display case. I want to pop that out. These go flat. And you just gotta pop that out. They go flat. And then I like to separate the whole body. Okay. And then do the feet. Pull out this back. There you go. Pull this down. There you go. Oh, I didn't stretch this one. See, it's a double hinge right there to give them some height. And the feet are done. Let's just pull this guy back. Okay, fold this in half. You want to move the arms so you could rotate rotate this whole area. Now these are those pegs. So no, these are the pegs, so you're going to have to twist the body around and snap that in. Arms, you can just move out, untab. Arms, you can play with the movement, pull them out like that. Untab the arms, flip the arms around, flip the arms around. I like to do robot to robot to vehicle mode first. I know other ones like to do vehicle to robot mode. But, as I've said previously, they usually come in robot mode, and if you're having trouble transforming these guys, that's why I like to do my videos. Now the head is it's a little hard. You just gotta, there you go, now it popped up right there. And that is Jazz. I like to do robot to vehicle, basically however you get it. That way, if you have problems transforming it, you can see right away how to do it. And let's just raise the camera up. And there we have our Studio Series. Let's see, number 10, Studio Series, Transformers Authentic. There it is. This is, on the back, it's Mission City Battle. And there you have Jazz on his display case. So, I hope you like this review. This is the third of my Studio Series collections. Pros on Jazz. I do like this figure. He's very detailed. He's very movie accurate. I like how the little gimmicks where you flip this around and the head hides pretty good. No visible head syndrome. He's got two different hands, but the only downside I see on this figure is the size. I wish they made him a little bigger, but then he wouldn't be into proper scale with the other Studio Series because Jazz is very small in the movies. But I do like him, so I'd rate this figure probably a 9 out of 10. So he's got good articulation. Shoulders, arms, double jointed elbows, nothing at the waist, but I can look that over. Yes, he got a backpack, but most Transformers now do. So, alright, there's my Jazz. Please like and subscribe to this channel. Check out my other Studio Series. Check out my DC, my Marvel, my movie reviews, my Lego reviews, our recent toy sightings. What we do is we go around different Targets and Walmarts and we try to find all the latest toys and give you an idea of who's got who. Alright, this is Jazz. This is Rodus Bill saying, till all are one. Till all are one. Jazz is saying, bye-bye.